Hello everyone, Thempire here with more new cards. We've got more of the promo pack 2025, and these cards are some more cards for those cards we were looking at last time. It seems like instead of just doing one set of cards at a time, they've given us a few of each of the sets and then also added a couple more on top of that. So we've got a couple more Dark Machine cards, we've got a couple more DDD cards, and we've got a couple more Magistus cards. Additionally, we also have a new thing called like Ice Doll or something like that. So without further ado, let's get into it with more of this motor stuff. It's all from the manga, so it all comes from the manga. You can't just blame the card people with this. You gotta blame the manga people too. 2-for-1 repair job. Normal spell card, not searchable by anything it seems. You can only use one of the first and second effects of this card name once per turn, and only once that turn. Okay. Banish the one Dark Machine monster from your graveyard. Special summon one monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard that mentions engine token. So that would be this guy. I mean, that's not awful. Because, like, this guy's not terrible if you can summon him, but you can't search this card. You can't search this card. This guy's the effect is the good effect is the one that summons him. But you know, it gets some, or like it gets the extra normal summon, but it's an extra normal. But maybe getting this guy in the field would not be bad. And you get a pop a monster and then special summon an engine token. I don't know. What's the second effect? If the face-up Dark Machine monster you control is sent to the graveyard while this card is in the graveyard, except for the battle, except by battle, you can banish this card, special summon an engine token in attack position. So you can also... No, there's only one monster that's mentioned. It's specifically special summoning a monster. Yeah. Okay. So it certainly gets you a lot of engine tokens for whatever that's worth. And then we have Scrap Garage. Ooh, this is a scrap card. Okay. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If a face-up machine you control is destroyed by battle or effect, target up to 3 Dark Machine monsters in your graveyard, special summon them, but change their attack and defense to 0. Banish this card from your graveyard, then target one machine monster you control, destroy it. I mean, honestly, with the rest of these cards, these cards make a lot more sense. Motor Kaiser makes a lot more sense. These cards are not awful. I think they actually are decent for... because obviously now you're thinking like, oh, these are supposed to be part of Scrap, right? But Scrap's not good enough, and neither are these cards. So like, it's not like Scrap was like waiting for three mediocre cards to be playable, and these cards are not strong enough to push Scrap to be playable. Like, that's the thing. So I don't think these are going to see much play, but they are a little bit more interesting now that we have the full scope of the deck. All right, we got more Magistus stuff, as if they needed more. We of course have Magistus Poplar. Poplar, the gifted of the Magistus. Crowley, the Poplar of the Magistus. However you want to call it. We have a new Zoroa, who's a fusion. Zoroa the Magistus Verethragna. Or Zoroa the Magistus Victorious Verethragna. Level 8 Fire Spellcaster Fusion, 29/29. 1 Magistus monster and 1 Fusion Synchro Ixies or Link monster. Good super poly target. You can only use the first and second effect of this card when it's returned. You can target 1 effect monster your opponent controls or in your graveyard. Equip that effect monster to this card. Okay. Sure. When a monster effect is activated, quick effect, you can send 1 face-up Magistus monster you control to the graveyard. To get that effect, then you can destroy 1 card your opponent controls. Oh, that seems alright. And that's card you control, so it can be the ones in the back row that are equipped as equipped monsters. This seems pretty good. This guy's decently strong, and he's a Magistus fusion you can make with Crowley. Not bad. We already saw that, and then we have Magia Magic Thor Hammer. Thor Hammer. So normal spell card, always treated as a Magistus and an Endymion card. Okay, interesting. Send 1 other face-up Magistus card you control to the graveyard, or remove 2 spell counters from your field to activate one of these effects, but you can only use each effect of this card's name once per turn. Special summon a spellcaster monster from your hand, face up, extra deck, or grave, or banish one other card on the field. So, normal spell? This is interesting. I mean, special summon one spellcaster from hand, face up, extra deck, or graveyard seems alright. And then the like, if you don't need that, it's a banish. That's not bad. It's a normal spell, so it makes it a little worse than it would have been otherwise. But I don't think it's bad at all. I think it's quite decent. I don't know if Endymion needs this. But you know, I don't know. Like, is this what Endymion needs to make the deck playable? I don't know. We're gonna also see a link to. There's a link to. I think the link to is a V-Jump promo. There's a a V-Jump promo. It's a Magistus card, and it's a link to, and that might also impact this. So we'll see what goes on with that. We have a new DDD as well. These two we saw last time, but now we have this third guy, who instead of being a Frieza, like these other two, like this is like the Frieza form with the big head, the big head with a big long spoiler on it, and then this is the more like the final form. This one instead is an angel from Evangelion. It's got a little bit of Frieza to him though. All right, DD Extra Surveyor, level 5 Dark Fiend, Pendulum Monster. A monster. He's a monster. He's part of the monsters. He drives the Dragula. You can only use the pendulum effect of this card's name once per turn. If a face-up monster card your opponent controls is destroyed by battle or effect, if you target one DDD monster you control, banish 2 cards from your pendulum zone. And if you do, target make a second attack during each battle phase this turn. Terrible. Okay. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. You can discard this card out of face-up DD pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. That's alright. That's decent. Like, it's not the best, but it's not bad. If this card becomes banished, you can banish cards from the top of your opponent's deck equal to the number of face-up pendulum monsters in their extra deck. Then you can make one DD monster you control gain on 200. Okay, this is bad. Nah, I don't think so. This relies on your opponent being on a pendulum strategy, which is not likely. Unless you're playing in specifically... This card's going to go crazy in the pendulum event in Master Duel. Have they ever done a pendulum event? I don't think they ever did. Weird. Konami fucking hates pendulum. They fucking hate pendulum, dude. They wish they never made pendulum. It's crazy. But yeah, this card doesn't seem very good. This is decent. This effect here is decent, but it's very situational. It really depends on what the combo you're doing and whether you can make use of something as material that it ends up in your extra deck and you want it back to use it again. But it is good as recovery, but the fact it doesn't do anything other than be good at recovery makes me think it's not very good. That's just what I'm thinking right now. All right. Next up, we have this is the other thing I'm talking about. Ice Doll. We had a new archetype here, Ice Doll. Apparently this is from the GX manga or something. They got the GX tag on here. Level 2 water spellcaster. Sure, that's a spellcaster. Why not? Why not make that a spellcaster? Who gives a shit? Looks like it has shitty effect stats, but it's level 2, so it makes sense. You'll use the card's first, second, and third effects once per turn. 3 effects, that's not bad. You cannot special them during the turn you activate any of these cards' effects except water monsters. Interesting. I guess that locks you out of use it because it's level 2, so it locks you out of using it for sprite stuff unless you've used all your sprite stuff before you go into this. You could discard one other water monster, especially when it's card from your hand. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. But you could still just normal summon it anyway, so that's it's decent. If this card is normal special summon, you can add one water spellcaster monster from your deck to your hand. Ooh, there's a lot of options for that. Particularly, I'm thinking Ice Barrier. If this card is sent from the field to the grave, you can add one Ice Doll Mirror from deck to hand. All right, well, let's see what that does. Ice Doll Mirror. It's a normal spell. You can only use the first and second effects once per turn. Send one water monster from your hand or face-up field to the grave. Special summon a monster with the same name as a water monster you control from your hand or deck. For the rest of the turn after this card was resolved, you cannot special summon monsters for water monsters. Huh. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add one ice doll from your deck or graveyard to your hand. That doesn't seem very good. This card kind of fucking sucks. I don't see any reason to play this. Well, other than the fact you can search it for free. Well, not even for free. When it's sent from field to grave, I guess you probably... So, like, the way I'm thinking you use Ice Doll is as, like, an ice barrier thing. Ice Barrier got some new support recently, and it's fine. It's not the best support that was given out for dual terminal stuff. But, you know, it's okay. It's, like, fine. So you could use this as part of that. It's easy to special summon for the most part in a deck that has a lot of waters in it. And then you can search a one of the Ice Doll mirror maybe, and an Ice Doll mirror can tag out. Well, it doesn't even tag out. It's you send one water monster from hand or field. So I guess if you have something in hand, you can actually use it as extension. And then or you could use it, you could discard like an Atlantean. But and then you get a guy from the deck with the same name as something you already have on the field. I don't know. So this might have some use in Atlantean Mermail. The Ice Doll stuff, you could get a little bit of an Ice Barrier package with the Ice Doll in there. That might be interesting. I don't know. These are gonna take a lot of thinking, I think. I'm like really not sure on these. And then we also have Twin Pillars of Ice, a quick play. You can only use this card's name first and second effects once per turn. Special summon 2 Ice Pillar tokens, Aqua Water, level 4, bad stats. In defense position for the rest of the turn after this card resolves, you can't special summon from the extra deck. Ew. You can banish this card from your graveyard immediately after its effect resolves. Normal summon 1 water monster. Oh. Ooh. Okay. Hold up. So the first effect is terrible. Nobody's gonna play that. However, the second effect, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Just an extra normal summon. Foolish Burial Goods, my friends. Foolish Burial Goods. This is really interesting. Okay. Also, I don't think this has anything to do with the Ice Doll archetype. I don't know why it's in the same... I guess there's no other place for it either. So the Ice Doll stuff, I think, has potential to be an interesting thing in either the Mermail Atlantean deck, adding like a little bit of an Ice Barrier package perhaps, or in Ice Barrier itself, getting you some access to your spellcasters in the Ice Barrier deck with a little bit of free extension. This card is crazy. Especially if you can find a way. I don't think there's going to be a way to consistently get this engraved, especially with Beatrice banned. But if you can find a way to get this into the graveyard without having to rely on Foolish Burial Goods, but even if, like, even then, Foolish Burial Goods, this card is so, this has so many applications. Wow. That's like crazy. Like, extra normal summon in Godi, extra normal summon in Ice Jade, extra normal summon in Atlantean Mermail, like extra normal summon in Ice Barrier, extra normal summon in whatever the fuck you want. Extra normal summon in Sword Soul. They have Taya, which is a water, and is I can't remember. Is the other one on water too? Anyways, I know they have a water. There's a water in there somewhere. Extra normal summon in Fluandereeze. Hold up. Wait. That's kind of funny. I don't think it's good, but it is very funny. Like if your like chain gets fucked up and you happen to have one of the water, the thing is only half of them are waters. So I don't know about that, but it is a very funny idea. This has a lot of applications. I'm really interested in seeing, especially if we can find any way to get this engraved other than foolish burial goods. I mean, hell, if you draw it, Atlantean Mermail can wait. I think Atlantean Mermail has to discard monsters mostly, but you know, there's got to be something to do with this. The only thing that's holding me back is the fact that it's not searchable. There's no specific way to get this in the grave. That Twin Pillars of Ice name is the only thing holding this thing back, I think. Oh, and the fact that the first effect is really bad, like really bad. It's like the first effect is like balancing the second effect without them having to add the effect of that they can't be activated in the same turn. Because, like, otherwise you would just activate the effect and then, you know, activate the effect in grave. Wow. Yeah, no, these are interesting. I'm really curious to see what people build with these. I don't think the new DDG card is nearly as good as the other two, and I still don't think this one is as good as these ones, as good as this one specifically. The new Magistus fusion is crazy. This one, I'm not sure where its place is, where its home is, but I don't know. I see potential in it. And then these make more sense now. These two make a lot more sense now, but I still am not optimistic about their chances of doing anything. So yeah, that's it from me. I got nothing else here. Hopefully this is the end of the promo pack 2025, or they don't have more cards for each of these archetypes. I would really like to just have all of that one archetype in the same video. I like to group it all together like that. I think that's nice. It's nice and orderly. So if there's any more promo pack 2025 stuff, I hope it's more just on its own. You know, it doesn't tie back to any of these guys. But that's it from me. Let me know what you think of these cards down below. There's quite a few of them here, actually. I was not expecting there to be so many. And then the Ice Fall stuff popped up right as I was about to record. So I'm glad I waited as long as I did, even though it's now like 2:30 and it's about time for bed. Oopsie. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of these down below. I think some of them are quite neat. Let me know if you have a way to get that ice card in the grave, that what is it, ice pillars, twin pillars of ice. If there's a good way to get that in the grave, let me know. I'm really curious, besides foolish burial goods, obviously, because I don't, that's not consistent. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Hey there, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've got a lot more for you if you want them. Just hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications. I'd also appreciate if you left me a like and a comment and maybe shared the video around with your friends. You can also follow me on all the usual social media sites. Just check out my website in the description below for more information. My videos are funded by my patrons and YouTube members, whose names you'll see scrolling by in these credits here. For just $1 a month, you too can find yourself here, trapped in my end screen for all eternity. In particular, I'd like to thank Haru Hayes, Flea Kill, Frog Prince Michael, Jeremy Coatney, and Darkwing Rain. A big thanks to all my other patrons and to my little community as a whole. Remember to be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful whatever time it is for you. Bye!